Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the world of Arcanum, of Steamworks and Magicus Obscura. We've just woken up in the Ashbury hostelry in our lovely bed, well, series of beds, we're all having a kip, and it's time for us now to get on with our mission. We've taken a little time to see the sights of Ashbury, and it's all been good and well, but as with all things, the time has come for us to move along. We're going to take a bit of a look-see at the docks, and I believe, from instructions that we were given by a passing sailor, that this is the ship we're after. Given it's Edward Teach, I've got no choice but to do this. Ahoy there! One moment. Wire. Ahoy there, matey. What can old... How do I even... We're going down to the market to buy your cider. Right, so we got West Country. Right. Ahoy there, matey. What can old Teach do you for? Sorry, I don't believe we've met. Aye, we haven't had that. I be Captain Edward Teach, salty sea dog and captain of the Gypsy Shadow, the crustiest and most seaworthy vessel this side of Razor's Cape. Nice to make your acquaintance. And a pleasure to make yours, Captain. I have a question or two. Of course, matey. Let's talk about your business, Captain. What do you be wanting to know? So hard to do that, actually. Keep it understandable. Tell me about your boat. My boat? There's nothing I'd rather talk about. Her name is the Gypsy Shadow, and there ain't ever been a more perfect piece of shipwork done sailed Arcanum seas. Where did you get her? The Gypsy? That's quite a tale, matey. And not one I'd just tell to anyone. I understand. I mean, you can trust me. No offence, matey, but there ain't many I'd tell that tale to, and I'm just not too sure about you. Understood. What cities do you sail to? Depending on what I happen to be doing, I'll sail just about anywhere. Anywhere's got a port or a place to land, anyway. Blackroot, Tarrant, Caledon. I've been to them all, and business takes me to all of them. Questions about the things you've seen and done. Seen and done? The old Teach has done quite a lot, laddie, and not all of it good and sugary. What do you be wanting to know? What's the most beautiful place you've ever seen? The most beautiful place? Well, I'd have to say it was the Lost Lagoons in the islands of the Weeping Maidens. Laddie, the waters there are so clear you'd be thinking to walk on blue sand. And the fish there are clear as glass and change colour depending on their mood. And trees got more fruit than leaves, and the birds sing songs to make even an old pirate cry. Amazing. And the greatest adventure you've ever been on? The greatest adventure? Well, once I hired the Gypsy out to none other than Franklin Payne himself. The greatest adventurer in all of Arcanum. Bloody madman he is, but full of life and laughter. And hang me if there's a scared bone in that man's body. But where did you go with Mr. Payne? Well, we sailed west to Serpent Spine, where sharks are as big as boats, and the islands are mountains that spew rock and fire. And there I saw Franklin Payne fight 3 fire giants with a broken sword, and laughing the whole time. And after he scared them off, he took one of their fire gems, which they say holds strange powers. Sounds exciting. And the furthest you've ever sailed? The furthest I ever been? That's easy. I once sailed so far east that the sun forgot to set, and the mermaids came to the side of my boat and begged for me crew and I to come swimming. And we came to a whirlpool so wide that you couldn't sail around it without being pulled in. And so we came home. Fascinating. And the worst weather you've ever been in? Worst storm I ever been in? Well, me and the Gypsy have had seen some bad weather, but the worst was probably a hurricane just off the tip of Razor's Point. I tell you, laddie, the waves were so high they could have been mountains, and the wind screaming like a stuck banshee. And the waves hit so hard you could see the ocean bottom, littered with whale bones and the ships of dead sailors. Excellent. A couple more questions. What can you tell me about Ashbury? Ashbury? Not much to say about her. Another port, another town. Good place for a sailor to lay his head or get drunk. Inspiring. I'm in need of passage to the Isle of Despair. I just received word from Mr. Bates to be expecting you. Said you'd be asking for passage to that hellish place, that I should be taking you. Oh, I don't much like the waters, nor the people there, but for Bates, I'll do it. Thank you, Captain. Shall we leave at once? Now'll be a good time as any. There'll be a strong easterly wind, and the waters are as glassy as I've seen them in a long time. I not be the superstitious type, but I'd be inclined to say it'd be a good omen. Well, I'm glad you think so. Let's be on our way. A fair bit of sailing later. We find ourselves on the Isle of Despair, some miles off the coast of Ashbury and south of the Vendigroth Wastes. Excellent. Oh, it's a little bit sandy and miserable here, isn't it? Well then, gents, let's take a walk. Now, I said that this is basically a dumping ground for prisoners, so we might find... Ah! Excellent, a penal colony. Right. In fact, because it's been a while since I've done it, I'll just do a proper Let's Play save as well. Right. I don't care for your kind, half-orc. As fun as that would be. Actually, no, this is quite a rough and tumble area. Sod it. Look, convict, I don't appreciate your attitude. Would you appreciate me slicing your guts open, swine? You're welcome to try, dead man. Yeah, and in fairness to him, he walked right, you know... I gave him the opportunity. And he just... Oh, an unidentified necklace. Take a look at that. Right. Okay, so we just murdered the first man we saw. I'm going to put the suit on. I'm going to try and be more diplomatic, okay? Because, honestly... Ugh. Hold up, what are you about? Bit dark, might be best if we came back in the morning, actually. Because nobody seems to be about, it's late. I think we'd probably be best if we slept on the ship, actually. Oh, okay. New morning. The gate guard's dead. We should probably get rid of his body or something. Oh well. Oh! I hadn't really expected a lady. Nice to meet you. May I ask what someone such as yourself is doing here? My name is Cynthia Boggs. I was born here. The men who envisioned this hell for those who refused to adapt to their society neglected to provide for the offspring of the convicted. That's scandalous. You've been here your whole life? Yes. It was not a bad life, as it were, until my mother died last year. She kept the worst of it from me. Since her passing, I have become abused and treated like common property. That's a very refined euphemism. Wow. Jack is, Jack is colourful. He's killed more than a few men in his time. In fact, we can look at how many confirmed kills he has at some point. He's killed good men. He's killed bad men. He's killed women there when their need has arisen. Mostly if they've been attacking him. He's stolen, he's lied, and he's cheated. But even Jack has lines. And right now, it's really having to fight the urge to just go guns a-blazing and clear out the entire penal colony. But, you know, he'll keep his cool for now. This is, however, although I must say, this is kind of one of Jack's buttons. Yours is a most distressing tale. What can be done about this? To put it politely. There is a tribe of nomadic women on this island who've cast off the shackles of oppression these men have tried to impose on them. If I could escape from here, I believe they would allow me to join with them. All right, what could I do to help? If you could speak with their leader, Loria, they might come and rescue me. Okay, very well. Oh, bless you. Here's the location of the tribe, as far as I know. Also, here's a white scarf to wear around your head. If they see a man approaching without it, they will attack him. How do you know all this information? My mother used to tell me tales of these women when I was younger. She told me to escape and live with them if anything ever happened to her. Why don't you simply leave? I'm not allowed to leave the encampment. I've tried before, but they always catch me. And then the punishment... Get you out of here as soon as possible. And if I have to murder some guards along the way, all the better. The mother freaking better. Still though, we've just arrived. Yeah, we should at least make an attempt to look around the place. What is it? Hello, sir. Might I ask your name? The name is Jones. Jones the Collector, they call me out here. Okay, we'll give him another American one, why not? Hello, why do they call you the Collector? Because that's what I do, boy. I collect things, all sorts of things, all shapes and sizes and tastes and colours. If it's got to be had on the Isle, old Jones has got it. Get me, boy? Ain't no one knows better about the getting of things than Jones the Collector. Yeah, I think I get the picture, Jones. Do you trade as well? Does an ogre's breath smell like yesterday's catch? Trade. Boy, I been trading longer than you been asking stupid questions. I'm just joking with you, boy. But yes, I know a fair bit about trade and trading. What sort of things have you been collecting lately? Oh, just about everything that's washed up on the shore. Old forks and rusted pipes and the occasional shore boot. You looking for shoes? I got shoes you wouldn't believe. None of them match, but out here... Hey, wait. You new around here, boy? Looking to earn some goods and make a trade? Actually, I'm looking for some dwarves. Could you help me? Dwarves? What you been needing with dwarves? Nobody around here gonna trade you nothing for a dwarf? Ah, sorry, boy. You kinda struck me funny. Haha. Have you seen any, Jones? Ain't but one dwarf in the Isle, boy, and that's Thorvald Twostones. He runs things around here. His house is on the northern end of town. Thank you, Jones. Yes, about that work you mentioned. Well, I've been trying to get someone to go down to Shades Beach for the last few months. There's something really strange down there, and from what I've been told, plenty of things that a man like me might be interested in. What do you mean by strange? What's down there? There's a few mage types around here, and they say just getting within earshot of the place screws up all their spells. Something down there just don't agree with magic. Plus, old Dietrich brought me back a weapon from there, the likes I never seen. I'd go down there myself, but they say it's crawling with beasts and whatnot. Interesting. What are you offering if I go down there? I'll tell you what. You bring back some objects from the beach, and if you find something good, I'll trade you that weapon I told you about. God knows I can't. Gods know I can't make heads or tail of it. I'll do so in return. Done. Here's where the beach is. Good luck to you. I can't wait to see what you dig up. Hello? Watch your step there, lad. This ain't the place for a weak spine. Perhaps you better move on. Really? And who might you be to think so? That's the spirit, lad. You might just have a little backbone yet. I'm called Goran, master of the pit. What's your business here? Just taking a look around, Goran. What is this pit? This here be the pit, lad. If there is a problem between two inmates here on the island, this is usually where it's resolved. Here or by Thorvald Two-Stones. Men do a lot of gambling on the outcomes, and there's a few men and women who make their way on the island by fighting here all the time. Couple more questions. What do you... Is this all you do here, Garin? Yeah, I'm the master of the pit. I used to be a fighter many years ago. I oversee all the fights, make sure no one goes in there who ain't supposed to be. I've been loyal to Thorvald for a long time, and he takes care of his own. Excellent. I'll look around. Let's not approach that. That ogre looks like some tough business. Incidentally, gentle sirs, do any of you know anything about this place?
What is it that you want of me? What can I answer for you? We need to locate the Black Mountain clan on the Isle of Despair, I suppose. I'm not looking forward to this. I've spent my life trying to stay off that cursed island. I mean, everyone has heard how horrible it is to be sent there.
Wait. What do you mean you've been trying to stay off it?
Oh, nothing. You know, the stories mothers tell their children to get them to eat their vegetables and do their chores. You end up growing up fearing the place. An irrational childhood fear, really.
Right. I wonder if this might be the same reason I don't want to go back to Caledon.
How can I help you?
Magnus.
What do you need to know?
Now, what can you tell me about the Isle of Despair, Magnus, since we're here?
Didn't we already go over this? I don't know a bloody thing about islands, and if I did, I sure wouldn't want to know about someplace called the Isle of Despair. I've known some slow learners, but...
Right. Garfield.
Yes, sir. What can I answer?
Dog? You're just adorable. Arf, arf, arf. Ooh, someone's got a still. I wonder if we can get some old moonshine. Do the drink. Oh, finally! Someone at another half-orc. It's good to meet you. Hello, sir. Might I ask who you are? I be called Noran out here on the isle. Nothing more, nothing less. Greetings, and what is it you do around here, Noran? I try to keep to myself, mostly. When I'm not doing that, I brew a little potato moonshine. Potatoes are about the only thing that'll grow on this god-forsaken island. What the devil is up with my voices today? Okay, I see. Well, there must be quite a demand for strong drink out here. You can say that again, lad. Not much else to take a man's mind off things. Makes me right popular around here as well. Most of the men come here when they've got something to trade. Speaking of, I might have a job for you if you're looking for work. What sort of work are you talking about, Norin? It's not a difficult piece of work. I trade with an old man by the name of Maximilian, who lives out in the wilds, beyond the village wall. Old Max ain't a bad sort, but dangerous, you know what I mean? I owed him a jug of moonshine for a fortnight. But with all of the men disappearing, I've been scared to go out and take it to him. Wait, what do you mean? He's been disappearing? Well, you should talk to the guard at the gate. We have men who go out every day to gather supplies for the camp, and lately a few of them have disappeared. Not a trace of them could be found. So I've been scared to deliver the moonshine to old Maximilian. Yeah, the gate guard was missing as well. Must have been whatever took care of those men. But yes, Maximilian. You're a braver soul than I, if you're willing to face whatever's out there. Old Max might not even be alive, but I don't want to make him mad if he is. If you take this jug out to him, I'll give you a jug of your own. You never know what some of old Norian's moonshine is worth. All right, now, do so in return. That's grand. Here's the moonshine, and here's where old Maximilian was living the last time I saw him. Tell Maximilian to give you a note confirming the delivery. You bring that back, and I'll give you a jug for yourself. Right. We should really talk to Thorvald Two-Stones. Now it's the big house, and it's got the ogre. So. Brr, brr, brr. Yes, ogre smash. Is there a need for me? I was wondering if you could help me. Sure. What can I do for you? Do you know where I could find the Black Mountain clan? That is a dwarven clan, is it not? Yes. You will not find them here, good sir. Your time would be better spent searching the mountains of the mainland. Yes, we did try that. They are not there. I was told I could find them here. I have no knowledge of any dwarves on this island other than Thorvald. What can you tell me of Thorvald? Thorvald? He has been here for a very long time, longer than any of us. He may be able to supply you with the answers you seek. Where can I find him? Thorvald resides behind these doors. Only a select few are allowed an audience. It is my charge to filter out those undeserving of the honour. No offence, but you seem very articulate for an ogre. No offence perceived, sir. In actuality, I am but a half-ogre. Never having had contact with either of my parents, I do not have any information as to the specific nature of my lineage. You never knew your parents? No, I have a vague recollection of the orphanage, though, but something about the memory seems a bit peculiar. What seems peculiar about it? It is the most strange thing. As I remember it, all the other children were half-ogres like myself. Well, what's wrong with that? It is very rare that a human and an ogre would mate, and most of the time these couplings are the result of force. If there were significant numbers of rapes being committed by the ogre, I believe the newspapers would have been overflowing with calls to eradicate ogres. I have noticed that many city gnomes use half-ogre servants. Now that you mention it, it does seem a bit strange. Even I spent some time myself as a servant to a gnome of rather high standing. Did you work for gnomes your whole life before coming here? No. From a very early age I remember working in a printer's shop, from the early morning hours to well into the evening. I would then retire to the storage room where I was allowed to rest for a few hours. The next day I would be up before daybreak to start again. That sounds distressing, and not unlike the plight many of my people go through in the factories. How long did you work here, there for? I've no way to gauge how long I spent in that miserable shop. Eventually I was rescued by a well-to-do gnome who made a big show about paying the print master a sum of money for the inconvenience. I now recognise this as the accepted way to buy and sell individuals. I worked for Mr. Chaplin until I was sent here. Why were you sent here? Mr. Chaplin did not wish to have a savage serving his guests, so he hired a tutor for me. Miriam was her name. I never knew that humans could be kind, or even what kindness was until I met her. She taught me for 3 years, until I began to ask too many questions. What happened then? The more I questioned, the more agitated Mr. Chaplin became. Early one morning the constable came to the house and escorted me away. I didn't even see Mr. Chaplin. My fate did not become evident until I was on the ship coming here. Why did they send you here? People don't like their property to ask too many difficult questions. Being an influential gnome, it was a simple matter for him to have me shipped here. I believe I was perceived as a potential agitator of the workers. That would not have been a terrible thing. I'm sorry for you. Could you allow me to see Thorvald? I have a very specific rule I am pledged to follow. No one enters without first proving themselves on the field of battle, so to speak. The field of battle. The field in the battle in this instance would be the pit. Barbaric, but effective in deterring? Deterring the undesirable... deterring the undesirable element. The pit. The island is sorely lacking in any kind of entertainment, so the men invented their own barbaric form, pit fighting. It sounds as if you don't necessarily approve of the pit fights. I don't mind them, they make my job easier. They're just not my particular brand of entertainment. I'd rather pass the time with a good book. You appreciate a good book, do you? Sadly, yes. Why sadly? Not many books on the island. What good is a love of books when there are none to be had? That's too bad. Is fighting in the pit the only way to see Thorvald? I I'm afraid so. Look, you're an educated individual. You can see I'm not a commoner. Yes, it has been very pleasant speaking to you. It is a nice change. Or must I bother with this barbaric pit fight? It's pointless violence. You seem like a decent chap, and I don't detect any subterfuge on your part. Thorvald will be cross with me, but go on in. My sincere thanks. Now,
What is it that you want him?
we should go on in and speak to Thorvald Two Stones immediately, but once we do that, we're off. You know, there's nothing. We're not doing anything else in this place. It's just we're just going to be, you know, we'll get what we need, find wherever the Black Mountain Clan, and go straight off to seek them. So, before we do that, I think we should take the opportunity to carry out some of these errands we've elected ourselves to do, especially this business with the women of the island. And hope no one discovers the gate guard. And once we've done that, you know, then we can deal with. You know, then we can deal with the various other things we need to do. In fact, let's make the women's camp the first thing. Oh, balls. Oh, balls. Right. I'm going to reset that. We'll be back. Sorry about this, old chap. Okay, so this time wearing the white scarf. What brings you to our tribe, boy? Where did you get that headband? It was given to me by a poor woman who wishes to join you. Why is she not here herself? She is not able to escape from the southern encampment. We do not need those that cannot fend for themselves. So you would simply leave her to rot? Perhaps you don't realize where you are. Look around. This is a wasteland. This is a wasteland that devours the unprepared. At least she is protected in the encampment. We cannot afford to have someone who needs to be helped along. Well, what should I tell her? That you don't care she's suffering? I feel for her, but out here feelings mean nothing. I can give you this old pistol to bring to her. Tell her to use it to escape if she means to join up with us. Charging the gates with that pistol will be suicide. Better to die fighting than to live a tortuous life. I do not think she will be relieved to hear that. Such is life. Is there anything else? May I ask about you, whilst I'm here? What's your story? I will not discuss things of that sort with outsiders. So tempted to just murder the lot of you. But no, that would be uncouth. Still, I'm not going to do the best day for her. Ah, Shades Beach. That's interesting. Oh, Dread Spider. Interesting. Oh, shit. The greatest spider. That's out of range. That isn't there. Lots of spiders around here. Must be a natural part of their business. An ancient looking glass. Oh, a schematic. And wait a minute, what the? Was this a submersible? Good lord, is this basically the Nautilus? Spiders.
What is it that you... What type of... What? I am... What is it... What? I am finished. What is it... What? I am finished. What is it that you want?
Ancient filament. Ancient pocket watch. Good lord. And all of this stuff. And yet these... Oh dear lord, what the hell is that? It's some sort of giant ape. Sorry Magnus, let me get that for you. Here. Rub some of this on. Ugh, good lord. Ancient gears? All manner of things, really. Let's take a look at these schematics then. The Reanimator. The schematic is printed on a strange sort of paper and looks to be very old. The writing is faded beyond recognition. Experiments upon the life force. Regenerative chemical compounds. Unbelievable results. Completely revived and functioning normally. Advances Vendigrothian science. Vendigroth? Isn't Vendigroth just a desert? What about the other one? Glass pocket watch. Yeah, it's pretty hard to think of any of this as in it. Good lord. Bronix gun. Bronix powerful chassis. Unparalleled design. Chemical properties of mithril. Violent reactions. Controlled destruction. The gunsmiths of Vendigroth. Good lord. Ah, and of course the automaton from before. The future has arrived. The greatest minds in the mechanical discipline have collaborated to create the most unbelievable and unparalleled technological creation of all time. All hail the automaton. With even more armor and power than the mechanized arachnid, this bipedal behemoth is the ultimate destructive force. Combining elite plate and mechanized arachnid. Lovely. Let's get back down, shall we? Yeah, bad news for Cynthia. Maybe we need to engineer a breakout. Still, that gate guard is gone. Oh, we need to visit Maximilian as well. Alright, well let's take care of this trading. Deal with Cynthia, and then we can head back to Maximilian. You're looking for me? Yes, I have some objects on Shade's Beach. Let's see what you've got. This, an ancient pocket watch. Let's trade. That looks like a good trade. Done. I'll take it and you can have the weapon. It's been a pleasure working with you. And with you as well, Jones. The rest of this stuff doesn't really interest me, so you can have the ancient gears and the ancient looking glass I might as well keep just for the amusement of it. The ancient filament I don't really care about, and oh, it's the gun chassis for Bronix gun. Very nice. Very nice. I don't know what that is, but excellent. Now, Cynthia. Hello again. I've returned to help you escape. Have you spoken with Loria? Are they not coming to come and rescue me themselves? They want nothing to do with those who cannot help themselves. I suppose they are right. I should be able to extricate myself from my bonds if I'm to be welcomed amongst them. Please, let me help you. It's a dangerous trek to their camp. You would do that for me? I thank you and humbly accept your offer of help. Follow me? Also, here's a pistol they gave me. Thank you again, sir. You're welcome. La 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 la. Sir, I suggest you tell that woman to stop following you, or I'll be forced to attack you. She's not allowed to leave here, or even to fraternize with strangers. I'm not a stranger. I own her. What do you mean you own her? Thorvald sold her to me. Oh, excuse me, sir, I didn't realize. Sorry for the trouble. Yes, well, good day. It would, as satisfying as it would have been to murder my way through those gentlemen, I also am aware that I would quite possibly get Cynthia killed in the process. Right. Cynthia, we're not heading back to the women's camp. Because, Cynthia, I have a ship. Ahoy, laddie, what have you found about the Black Mountain clan? Nothing yet. No, well, what you be wanting to do, laddie? We need to take a quick trip back to Ashbury. Are you sure, laddie? You came all the way here to find out nothing? You heard me, Captain. We'll come back another day. In fact, pretty much immediately, but there's something we need to do first. If you say so. Get on board and we'll go. Thank you for rescuing me from that terrible island. True freedom was more than I could ever have hoped for. You're welcome. I'm not really sure how you're going to make your way in the world, but good luck. It's got to beat being there. Right, back to the Isle of Despair. Thought you learned to steer clear of that dreadful place. I'd rather not, but for Mr. Bates, I'll do it. Get aboard, laddie, and we'll set sail. Right, Maximilian. And then we can finish this place and be done with it. It's a nice little shack. Hello. It is a pleasure. Hello, and who might you be? My name is Maximilian. A pleasure, Maximilian. Might I ask you a few questions? Of course. I've brought you a jug of moonshine from Norien. You have? I see that Norien hadn't the backbone to deliver it himself. Not that I can blame him. The wild's no place to be risking your neck for a jug of potato wine. I appreciate it, stranger. I'm sure he wants a receipt. Of course, here you go. Thank you. A couple more questions, actually. Of course. What are you doing out here? That's my business, friend. The Isle of Despair is no place to be asking a man about his past. I recommend you mind your business, sir. Every man has his secrets. Believe me, I understand. You're right. Please forgive my short-sightedness. No doubt you've things of value to share as well. Perhaps you and I might have something to speak of after all. I doubt it. I don't confide in degenerates like yourself. I am a criminal. I'll enjoy that. Tell me of yourself, Maximilian. Perhaps now is a good time to tell stories, but forgive me if I'm a little leery of companionship. I've spent many years out here in the wilds by myself. Might I ask you to tell me of yourself before I begin? Well, it's been a very long tale, but it began about 9 months ago, at the start of the year. It all began with with what seemed to be an innocuous trip from Caledon to Tarrant aboard the IFS Zephyr. An hour passes. It seems grave times have come to Arcanum, and somehow you've become entangled in her problems. You're a brave soul, sir. Few are those who would do the things you've done. Virtue and valor allow me to act another way. I just want people to stop trying to kill me. All our reasons, I suppose. I'm not a man to judge one way or another, but I do know that in the end, a man is the sum of his actions. You will be weighted in the same manner. Speaking of actions, why didn't you tell me your story, Maximilian? Yes. It's a long time past that someone knew my tale. Tell me, friend, do you know anything of the Kingdom of Cumbria, her capital city of Durnholm, King Praetor I? Oh, yes. I see. The Cumbria I speak of is a much different place. Far different than what it is today, I'm sure. I speak of a time when Cumbria was a powerful kingdom, when the elves and dwarves would come to her walls to pay tribute to her king, when the banners of the famed dragon knights were a thing to be respected and feared. Yes, I've seen Cumbria. It falls far from what you describe. No, there's no doubt that Cumbria is but a shadow of her former glory. The day came long ago when her fate was sealed. The day when technology began to rival magic, and the old ways began to fall to the new. What happened? Did Cumbria resist the change? Yes, and vehemently. The king at the time, Torrin, was a wise and brave man, but set in his ways. He was cut from sterner stuff, but he was like stone, unwavering but inflexible. He failed to see how Cumbria needed to grow, to change. And so he passed laws outlawing the use of technology in his lands, and set a ruling council of mage advisors at his side. For years, Cumbria was still very strong and influential, but it was only a matter of time. What happened? Well, Cumbria was surpassed, both in commerce and in power. When mighty Kaladin demanded the release of certain disputed lands, Cumbria was taught a harsh lesson. The armies of Cumbria were slaughtered, the dragon knights cut down by gun and cannon fire. The glory of older days was lost. And what of King Torrin? What happened to him? He was killed. He led the final charge of the dragon knights, and was shot as any common soldier, unwavering and brave to the end. I see. And what does all of this have to do with you, Maximilian? With the death of Torrin came a power struggle. There were those who believed that Cumbria should embrace the new age, to seek a better way and make her powerful again. But others thought differently. Yes, some people cannot see the answer, even when it is laid before them in the form of a dead king. Torrin had 2 sons. The older son believed in the new ways, and the younger son believed in nothing. And so, the mage council that Torrin had put in place put their influence behind the younger son. Wasn't the older son heir to the throne by birthright? Yes, but men will create all manner of evil in pursuit of power. The mage council, who controlled the younger son, brought false allegations against the older son, charging him with treason. He was taken in the night and sent away to rot in a prison for the rest of his days. The oldest... By the gods! Yes, stranger. The older son was me. I was sent here by my own brother, King Praetor I of Cumbria, and I've been here ever since. I don't know what to say. I've no words. No words are necessary, friend. You've done enough to sit here and listen to my story. I've made peace with my past. Life here on the Isle is harsh, but a man learns to live with himself, to accept what life brings. And a man learns sometimes not to accept what life brings, Maximilian. I've met your brother. He's an utter... He's a poor king and a worse man. I could bring you home. I have a ship. No, my time in Cumbria has passed. If my brother lives, I'm sure he has paid the price due him. He was young and foolish. When one is a king, life is unforgiving when you live so. Yes, but Cumbria, the kingdom, still needs you. I can still feel her, you know. The stone walls of Durnholm, the rolling hills and vales, the trumpet blast of the dragon knights marching to battle. I wake up sometimes and I forget where I am. Come back with me, Maximilian. It's not too late. Perhaps. I will ask you this, friend. The captain of the Dragon Knights was a man named Warren Peldar. He was my one true friend. If he lives, still lives, and cares to do so, tell him I am still here, and that I enjoy once more the pleasure of his company. I'm afraid I already know of Warren Peldar. You see, I met his daughter. So, my old friend is dead. He shall be missed. But this Lyanna, his daughter, you say, tell me, what is she like? She's a warrior like her father, and weirdly specializing in throwing weapons, it's worth mentioning. I see. Perhaps Cumbria still has a burning heart. If you wish, go to Lyanna Peldar and tell her I am here. Who knows what will come of such things? Fuck it. I will, Maximilian. I swear to you. No, greatly appreciated, friend. Good luck to you, wherever your travels might take you. Farewell, Maximilian. Goodbye, friend. Perhaps one day we'll meet again. Let's get off this god's desk. I have the best companions, it's great. Right then. Here's hoping. Oh, I should probably wait until the morning. I suppose if we wanted to, we could spend a little bit of time fighting in the pit, actually. I mean, just to get the taste of the thing. I mean, it's very much a one man at a time game, but you know what? We've spent so much bloody time here. I don't care to fight in the pit. I want to get home and back to mainland Arcanum and right some damned wrongs. Right. Let's visit this Thorvald then. What is it? Hello. I wish to speak with Thorvald. What is your business here? Ogden let me in. Why in the name of Alberic's hammer do I even have a guard? That damned over-intellectualized half-breed lets everyone in here. I've seen no other dwarves on the island. Are you the only one? I've been the only dwarf here for the last 100 years. Sent here unjustly, I might add. Unjustly? Is that not what everyone here says? I was just in the eyes of Alberic. That is all that matters to me. What happened? I was defending the honour of my clan. The bloated, thick-headed gnomes and their laws had me shipped off to this rock. I'm sure they had their reasons. What did you do? I was in a pub, minding my own affairs, when I overheard a gnomish merchant mouthing off about how the Wheel clan was just a bunch of cheap, worthless ditch diggers. Go on. I confronted him and told him to apologise. He would not. Instead, he let his liquor do the talking for him, so I let my fist do mine. Go on. It only took one solid hit, and he was gone. Gone! Weak-necked bastards. The next day, I was shipped off to this rock. Apparently the Thorvald is slightly Irish accent, but okay. Well, where did the rest of your clan go when they were banished? What are you going on about? I'm the only one of my clan here. Yes, but where is the rest of the Black Mountain clan? Black Mountain clan? There's no Black Mountainers here. I'm the only dwarf that's ever lived on this rock. You're not of the Black Mountain clan. I'm Thorvald Two Stones of the Wheel clan. You're a bit off in your direction. The Black Mountain clan is in the northernmost region of the Stonewall Mountains. Yes, I've been there. The mountains are deserted. Well, that's strange, but why is it you believe that they're here? Well, they were banished here. They were to be banished here by the order of the Wheel clan. Who told you this? A feeble-minded dwarf hidden in their minds. And that's being polite about it. What was his name? He said his name was Gudmund. Gudmund? Gudmund Orbender and I were friends, but in no way was he feeble-minded. He was one of the bravest warriors I knew. Yeah. I find it hard to imagine that he could have become feeble-minded in such a short time. Sure, it's been 70 years! Also, the story he told was quite disturbing. What did he tell you? Well, in the short form of it, Steno Rockcutter from the Black Mountain clan befriended a young boy by the name of Gilbert Bates. He showed Bates his steam engine. Bates then improved on the design, sold it to a human mining company for a share of their profits. Not that he cared, he actually wanted vindication, but when he came back it turned out the entire clan had disappeared. As actually happened, a bunch of elves appeared, got with the blessing of the Wheel clan, banished the entire clan, supposedly here, to the Isle of Despair for betraying dwarven heritage by sharing their technology with humans. Only apparently they didn't come here because you're here and you've never seen them. Oh, and Goodman stayed behind, went insane, and filled the entire place with traps like a fucking nutter. Yeah, that's about it. The whole clan gone, with my clan involving themselves with magics? None of this makes sense. Have you spoken to the Wheel clan about this? Accent's gone a bit weird again, but okay. I don't even know what the Wheel clan is. Do you? Of course I do. Here, I'll mark your map, but knowing its location will not be enough. What do you mean? To keep out outsiders, our clan created an optical illusion of the grandest scale, using glass and mirrors which makes the entrance of our mine look as if it never existed. Well then how do you get in? A pair of specially made spectacles which use thin slices of Cathron crystal as lenses. Every member of the Wheel clan has a pair. I still have mine. I'll get you off this island if you get me into the Wheel clan. I've got a boat. No, I don't believe you'll ever be leaving this island. Alive, anyways. What do you say there? Do you think you could land a boat on this island without anyone knowing? I'm sure that it's already been captured and your captain thrown to the sharks. Then come with me. With you by my side, they'll let us pass. It sounds tempting, but it's too risky. I'm in a good position here, and I don't want to jeopardize it. If the men discovered I had joined up with you and was planning on leaving them here to rot, it would mean both of our heads. Are you a dwarf or a gnome? Do you want off this rock or not? I can do better without you. Maybe later. And I assure you, I am a dwarf, and it is comments such as those which assure me I am making the right decision in saying, no, I will not join you. So don't ask again. Damn it. Evidently my charisma and my persuasion are not high enough. Because if they are high enough, you can get him to come with you. Oh, and I deliberately spent time building up my persuasion so that he could... Damn it. Maybe I'm not a high enough level. I don't know. Oh, we're not getting him to come. I'm sorry you feel that way. Can I ask you some questions? Yes, what is it you wish to know? I thought dwarves didn't reveal their last names. Magnus. What? The dwarf doesn't hold his name in secret. He's proud of it and will tell everyone. Who told you such foolishness? Magnus? Do you want to field this one?
Yes. I've told you that there are different traditions among different clans, and blast it. Is it my affair if every dwarf wants to yell his name from the mountaintop?
No need to get angry, Magnus. I'm just asking a question.
Yes, well, I don't like you questioning my beliefs or my knowledge. I'm a dwarf by Alberic. I bloody well know what dwarfs do and don't do.
Or at least what Rowan's Almanac tells you.
Rowan's Almanac? What? Are you implying that I need that blasted book to tell me about being a dwarf? Why, I should wring your neck right here and now.
Right. Thorvald, let's continue our conversation. Typical city dwarf. Yeah. I've already asked this. Alright, this isn't going to work. Right, we're going to have to ask for his glasses if we can't bring him. One moment. Followers. Right. I wish to speak with Thorvald. Ogden let me in. How'd you come to be the leader of these people? I was the first unfortunate sod to be left on this island. It's been near 100 years this spring I've been here. It was a good 5 years before they exiled anyone else to suffer with me. I suppose most of them just assumed I was in charge since I was the first. Black Mountain Clan, you're not Black Mountain Clan. clan. Good one. Let's transfer. How do you get in? Into the wheel clan. Well then, alright. Give me the spectacles. You've got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. My life? The spectacles. Are you dim? No, hear me out. Go on. If I fail to take back the ship, just tell your men I stole them. Very well. Say you do get off the island. Then what? I'll tell the clan of your situation and they'll come to your aid. I'll give you the spectacles, but you must swear that you'll tell my clan of my situation here. I swear. Here you are. Thank you.
Yes, well...
On our way then. We can finally leave this damn place. Know that. We leave this damn place once and for all. Farewell, one and all. We're never coming back. Oh, we need to drop off that receipt for moonshine. Not that I particularly care about it, but you know, it's at least helping the man keep his records in order. It's not it. Here's the moonshine. I made it. I'm glad to see it. I appreciate the help, friend. Good luck to you. Yes. We'll drink that on back on the ship, shall we? Meanwhile, let's just get home. Now they said that somebody tried to take the ship. Obviously this didn't work out for them. Yeah, I'm gonna loot them. Why not? Good lord, even the halflings tried to nick the place. Yes, I know. I left out the pit, but the pit is pretty much what you expect. It's a series of elaborate one-on-one fights. Well, except one exception. As much fun as it is, I've spent more than enough time on this bloody island. We can go. If we ever come back here with another character, we can deal with it then. Meanwhile, laddie, what have you found about the Black Mountain? What have you found about the Black Mountain clan? And plenty, but what's happened here, Captain? Who are these men? Bloody inmates thought they'd come out here and play at being swashbucklers, as if old Teach is going to let a bunch of scurvy landlubbers board the gypsy shadow. We just gave him what was coming to him, laddie. Nicely done, Captain. Now let's get out of here. I won't be sad to leave this place behind. Looks like we'll be heading back to Ashbury then. Ready when you are. And on that note, we've learned a lot. We've learned that, well, we've learned that the Black Mountain clan certainly wasn't banished to the Isle of Despair. As for whether we actually were banished to, the Wheel clan has some questions to answer. But for now, I think it's a good amount of time. Next time, we'll rejoin you on the journey, probably back to Tarrant. We'll see if we can take the train, and report in to Gilbert Bates, get a bit more money from him because he's so generous. And yes, then we'll investigate the Wheel clan. I'm not